Hey guys, welcome back to another board game night, and we are playing the very popular Alchemist.
Or we think it's going to be popular, it's not out yet.
Yeah.
I like all the pieces.
Right, so with us we got Mike from Team Clueless.
Hi there.
We got Ashen, who's dying to play this.
Yes,
Me and him played the prototype at Expo, which was really
Birmingham
good.
Games Expo, for those people wondering which expo.
Oh yeah, of course, the UK Games Expo. And then obviously Martin's behind the camera. You didn't need to see that. Right, so this game, I think Martin got this copy from Essen, isn't it? Someone brought it over?
Well, I got it from Games Law, but they got it from... It was definitely an Essen copy because of the
Component issue.
faulty components, but that's all resolved now, don't worry.
So the only way to explain this game is to say it's more like a Clue-ish type game, where you're getting ingredients from the forest, and you're basically trying to combine different ingredients to form potions, which you will sell to warriors and magicians and things coming to the market.
It's basically, in its essence, it's a deduction game with some worker placement elements on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this is your deduction grid here. We'll do a full turn so you can see how it works, but essentially that grid at the top, you can see where they kind of triangulate up here. So that is those two ingredients, that one there, and that will determine what. So there you go. That's toad and blue flower. I'm sure they do mean something, but I don't know what it is.
Nightshade, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And then the paper element there is where we can actually write our deductions down. And we're basically academic rivals or something like that.
Jason's never going to be an academic.
Well, he's a rival anyway. But
What a great rival.
What other geeks to do his work for him?
what we're essentially trying to do is work out, there's 8 of these, and they hopefully will... there'll be one for each ingredient. We're trying to work out which ingredient is which one. These are like alchemical compounds, essentially. And through process of elimination and mixing ingredients and feeding it to the poor student, or drinking it ourselves, we'll work that out. Now, this is done, Michael's got it ready here, via this app here, which has caused a little bit of controversy, but I think is brilliant. Yeah, what that does, it randomises what ingredient is which one of these alchemical compounds in the background, and so none of us know at this time what that is. It'll activate the camera. We'll basically, at some points, we'll be saying, hey, what do these two make? And it'll tell us, and then we'll reveal that to the people, not what the ingredients are, obviously, what the actual potion is, and we'll go from there, and that's it. This board here shows where we've published our research. You can take a bit of a punt on that. You've got those.
These are victory point ones. So you get 3 victory points if you are correct, 5 if you really knew and these ones are kind of you hedging your bet ones. If you think the red one is the one you don't know, you can put that down and you won't lose any victory points, but you won't really gain any either. But you gain reputation for publishing your findings.
Yeah, don't want to bombard with information just yet. Hopefully that will come out in the in the playthrough, but essentially you're publishing your theory on which ingredient is which one of these, and you put one of those little seals down there and they go down here. Other people can support your theory, or can debunk it as well if they know otherwise or suspect otherwise. We played a game where someone literally the first 2 turns just took guesses completely at random
and got one
and actually
right
got one exactly right as well. A lucky. Anyway, so there's that, and it's basically these mark the turn limit. This is an adventure that's going to come to town next turn, requiring these 3 would like to buy those 3 potions, so if we can make those, that's all good. And that's it. So, I guess we'll do a turn.
Yeah. We'll come back when we know more or less where we are in the game, and we'll come to film and show you how it goes.
Don't know why it just went really blurry on you, but I think the viewer's probably thankful.
It's saving the viewfinder.
It's good. Yeah, it's expensive phone. Right. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Alright. Okay, so we're back for the game turn. And we are just after the first session where we've posted some of our results.
We had a first conference, which is
That's
this thing here. Oh, sorry, wrong side. That side.
Yeah,
we're not masters yet. We're just novices.
Really not.
So we've set up the board ready for the game turn. So we've got new ingredients down there. We've got new artifacts out here. A new warrior, if you
Adventurer.
like. Adventurer, yeah.
I realised I wasn't actually pointing at anything relevant then. So
Nice.
there's the ingredients. There's the adventurer. We've got new artifacts. There we
And
go.
if you have a look at the scoreboard, both.
Well, this is the reputation track. I'll zoom out a bit so you can see it all. So, red and yellow, that's myself and Michael. We're obviously esteemed there.
Yep, we
whereas
have all our theories.
those two are
We're biding our time. We're biding our time.
academic retards, I think we'll call them. So you can see over,
wait, okay?
you can see over here that Michael's put a red seal on Scorpion. He believes that Scorpion is made
Hold
up
on, hold
of...
on, hold on. I don't believe that. I know that.
Until proved otherwise, he
Which hopefully
believes
I will be doing
Proven
shortly.
correct.
it's made of 3 positives, and myself, I've gone for Raven Feather, is that one there. Until it's proven otherwise, that's how we're going to say it. So,
Michael's the first player.
I have this swanky medallion-y thing.
so the first thing we need to do is decide on our turn order.
Look at the lovely pieces you get in this game. Lovely little potion bottle to mark stuff.
Yeah, it's
so,
awesome.
I have to choose over here where I go. The higher up on the chart you go, that means you get to place your tokens first in the turn. The lower down, you get... Well, sorry, you get to place them to go first. The lower down you go, you get better bonuses. These are, you gain a certain number of resources or a certain number of special cards, ingredients or special cards.
Favours.
So I'm going to go up here, so that means I get 2 ingredients from the ingredient deck. So I take those. I'm quite happy with those.
Where are you going to go, Martin?
I'm going to go the one directly below him.
Take your rightful place.
One ingredient
Thank
and one favour.
Thank you very much. Right, hold on. Just, okay, so it does, see there, it says play when, blah, blah, blah. It might say play immediately, that's why I thought I'd check. So we'll just see what I've got here as well. Ooh. Add it to my pile, just to show you as well. This is how the game's going, or from me. So publicly, they know I can make a negative red potion, which is poison, positive and negative. I'm a master of green, so I can make that's speed and paralysis, and I can also make a wisdom potion. Okay, Jason, right.
I think I'm going to go there.
Whee!
And I'm going to just take the one ingredient.
Can I just say that every single one of those bottles that were put down, Ashton's gone,
Ash was hoping to go down here and go first somehow.
I was actually hoping to go there.
That's
the
just
one
the
that
best
you put.
space.
And then I thought, you know what, I'll go for a second.
you can still go first, you just won't get any bonus.
Doesn't feel worth it.
The 3 ingredients. It's quite good when you've got loads of choice down the bottom there.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gone, is that 2 and 1?
2 and 1.
Okay, so 2 ingredients. You see he's left the ingredient stack in a right state.
Yeah.
And 1 favour. Okay, is it a play immediately?
Nope.
Okay, right. So now this determines turn order. So Jason is first, followed by Michael, followed by me, followed by Ash. However, we declare our actions in reverse order. So Asher needs to place, he's got 4 action cubes. You need to place those first.
1 second, I just need to check what ingredients I picked up from
There's
the
mine.
thingy so that I can see whether I'm...
This is a good point, actually. I probably need to have a little bit of a look at mine.
Yep. So I'm going to be doing that. Somebody do a dance isn't the most interesting bit for the camera.
I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll pause it, have a little think, and I can see my ingredients then we'll come back. Okay. Okay, right. And we're back. We've had a little think. Hopefully,
That's all
we
can
all know
do
what
is
we're
little
doing.
things.
So, this is declaring that he is going foraging in the forest for an ingredient. This one here, he's purchasing.
Oh,
And
he's debunking one of us.
And publishing his own theory. Okay, so that was Ashen's declaration, so that's mine. Michael, can you take that?
I certainly can. So now it's Martin's turn.
Right, I'm going to... Right, so just so we're clear here as well, because I'm in 3rd position, I put mine on the 3rd
Over here you
line.
can see the yellow one is second up from the bottom. So Martin is going to be selling a potion to a wandering adventurer. He is going over here and attempting to buy an artifact. And then he up here is publishing another theory.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, I'm next, so if I hand that back.
Thank you.
This is kind of, you can see how that going higher up in the turn, you can get influenced by what other people are doing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be going down here to buy an ingredient.
You don't have to pay for it.
Forage.
Yeah, you can
Forage,
fish it
sorry.
in the magic forest.
I'm going up here to also publish.
Oh, everyone's publishing.
It seems good publishing. tempted to debunk Ash. I'm not allowed to, but just
unfortunately,
because...
debunking, which is that one, we're going like this clockwise order. It goes around like this. So debunking comes before published theory. So unfortunately, you can't until next turn.
I am going to put 2 over here.
Oh my word!
Right, so I'm going to go foraging.
Oi.
I'm going to buy an artifact.
There's a very important question I've got to actually ask.
I'm going to...
What is the procedure in debunking?
Well,
You use the app. Choose the aspect that you think's wrong.
yeah.
And that's it. And he's also giving the students some stuff. So, right. So we start over here.
So
Jason is in first position, so he gets to choose either one of those 5 ingredients there, or he can go draw blind. Got a good mix there as well, I think.
I actually forgot which one was it.
Go blind, Jace.
This is what we have to look at. Hanging his head in shame.
His
as
T-shirt
well.
says "an idiot" at the bottom.
I'm going to go for the scorpion because
Okay.
it's first.
Do you want to remove your cube as well,
You
Jason?
utter bastard. there was one I wanted there, and you randomly take it.
Yes! My job is done yet.
That's completely screwed the pooch for my turn, so I'm going to take a random one from here, and I'm also going to curse Jason's name.
Let's see if it's a scorpion. He's going to show it in his face.
We're going to go with no.
Take the cube off as well.
Well, yeah, I want to take
Just-
it and throw it in the
just to be
bin.
clear as well.
This has completely screwed me, this has.
I've attacked Michael!
Random.
This is good news for everybody here. Just so we're clear as well, you go work down this first column, and then if people have any in the second column, you work down that one as well. So turn order.
And you also, you go clockwise round the board.
Yeah. Okay, Ash.
Oh.
You've got a good choice left, or you can draw blind.
Oh, that is a good choice.
Come back,
I'm
man.
going to try.
For the AP prone, there is a bit
Strikes
of
again.
AP.
We have a general rule in our gaming group. If we don't know whose turn it is, it's Ash's.
And if D is asking whose turn it is, it's D's turn. We'll go for that.
Okay.
Is that long the rule that D is never the
There's your
traitor?
cube. Right.
No,
so
D is
then,
always a traitor.
then we go to transmute.
Unless it's
No one is
Galactica.
transmuting ingredients. Okay, so the next thing we do is we go to
You go to Mike getting screwed over.
we go to selling. Okay, so do you want to take that camera, Jason? So the first thing
No,
we
it's
can
gone
do-
upside down. What have you done? It has gone upside down.
Of course it will. Oh my God, what a bunch of idiots. That's what we need to do. We need to. These cards here represent the kind of discount you're going to give and determine the initiative. So essentially, we're looking at these. So you can give a huge discount and be sure to sell first, but.
We've all got the same beneficial.
So,
because you're
just
getting
going to
one.
quickly, we've asked this question about 50 times so far today. This symbol means I guess the positive or I guess the colour. The
Yes, it
which
does.
one?
The positive.
You're going for symbol,
Yeah.
not
So,
colour.
okay, that's fine. I can do that.
Okay, so I'm choosing that. By the way, Michael, I might not have mentioned this, but this reputation track up here, when you get very reputable, you actually get a free smiley face, which means
Oh,
your potions are more
sweet.
likely to be bought.
Nice.
But you also lose reputation if
When
you
you
get it
lose
wrong.
reputation, you lose an extra
So
reputation.
you put yours down there, but it doesn't actually matter much if I beat you because I'm going for just the positive, and there are 2 positives down there. So it's less likely that I'll actually match it, but
But if you
you
take one of
can't
the
cover both
positives
the gaps,
before-
can you?
No.
So
What?
I'm pretty certain I'm right.
I don't care.
So
Right, so
I
it's
get to
your
go
first?
So
Right, because ties are broken in that order.
So I take these 2 things, I move them off. I'm putting that one there to show that I can't be certain of the colour because Jason, being the thief he is, stole my red scorpion I wanted.
I think you should go for...
Looking down here, I know how to make these 2 positive potions, so you can kind of assume that I knew a red scorpion might be involved in that one.
I think
Oh,
you should go
thank
for
you
the...
for the information.
Well,
Mike,
you should be able to figure that
I think you
out.
should go for the positive green one.
No, it's okay.
Because
I'm going to...
Martin can make positive green.
I know, but I'm reasonably certain here. So I'm going to go for that there. So then I take 2 ingredients of mine. I'm choosing these 2. So if you pass the camera over here, I'll do some jiggery pokery.
But you can't
So-
film yourself and use that.
I can, watch. So, first of all, you go on your little app, and if this will focus in, Martin will tap the button. So I'm selling a potion. So I tap this thing up here, and then I choose what I'm going for. So I've gone for the red potion there. It's hard to do when you're looking for a phone.
Yeah, I found that.
So then, look at this magic. So, whoa, screen within a screen. This is quite hard to figure out to do. So you can see there, my phone has scanned the 2 cards in front of it, and then I tap the confirm button, and I accidentally tapped it twice. Because I was doing it for. So I'm going to do that again.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So we just go through this whole process again. This double phone thing was not a good idea. Who let me do it?
That out. No, keep it in there. Keep it in there.
Okay. So then I show this to all the other players that it is a positive. What's it there? As we can see, if I give the phone back to Martin now, because he can make it focus better than I. So I have been correct here that it has come up with the positive symbol, so I get 3 gold.
There you go.
Ah, thank you, Ash. And I've learnt some information there, which I'm now going to spend half an hour trying to write on my sheet.
Well, let him do it.
Should we have a look at your sheet?
So that means I've been correct on the positive. So I know those 2 symbols that are up there, what they have to be positive.
Right. Now, bear with me, because that may have made a difference for me, so I need to see what I do now.
Well, while they think, I'll show you what my sheet looks like. It's not that impressive. That's what I've discovered so far. That multicolored one means I got the potion wrong, because I took a guess. And I know only half the knowledge there. So I know it's going to be either a positive blue or a positive red.
Okay, so I'm going to go for that as well. And I'm going to go for that.
Negative blue. He doesn't have negative blue potion yet.
Maybe I know how to do it.
So what do I get from here?
So I'm selling a potion.
Oh, no, it's not a green. Is
oh,
that
hang on.
correct?
There's something else
What were you
to
trying
do
to
as
make?
I'm playing my barmaid as well.
Okay.
Playing it's my turn to sell a potion.
and you
If I
just
mix the
made a
exact
positive
match,
one.
I
So
gain
you
1
know
point of
you can't make a
reputation.
red positive.
If not, count the potion as 1 level better than it is. Okay, so I'm making negative blue. Is that right? Yeah. God, your shoddy ass phone.
Try doing it with one finger looking for another camera.
Did he do it?
There we go. So I got. Ouch, that right. So that's actually because of my barmaid. I get 4 gold from that.
And don't get the reputation because he didn't
Sadly
get it
not.
exactly
Didn't
right.
do it exactly yet. And 4 lovely gold.
Because he was looking for negative blue, but he only got a negative something. Negative liquid.
Right, that's all that matters. Okay, so Jason, purchase of artifact.
I'm going to spend 3 gold, and I'm going to buy the Hypnotic Amulet. Immediate effect, draw 4 favor cards.
Which are these guys here.
Yep, so 1,
That seems
2,
pretty powerful.
3, 4. I already had it.
And VP as well.
Yeah, I had another artifact before, which was the printing press.
But you haven't published shit.
No, it'll get later.
Come on, Ash, what are you doing?
I'm going to play
destroying
immediately,
your-
draw
your
3
cauldron.
ingredients.
You'll never get to Hogwarts.
They've already done there.
Thank you. Sorry, there's my palm of my hand. How'd you like that?
If there are any palm readers out there, let us know what's in his future.
A win! So he's getting some ingredients as well.
What are you going to buy, Martin?
I don't know, I think it's a bit of a tough one actually, because they're both similar.
It's a bit annoying. I've got
I had
loads
that
of
in
money
the
to
last-
buy those with, but
I
you
had
guys
that
have
in the
bought
last
them all.
game, and it was really, really good.
Yeah, it is, but the Seal of Authority, 2 additional points of reputation when you publish or endorse.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's essentially, if I need to publish or
3.
endorse 3 times, and that's the same as that. But then 3 is quite a lot.
3 is quite a lot to do.
I think I'm going to go for the Goblet.
Yeah, they're pretty even, I think. I think as you've already published one, it seems less
So
likely
that
you'll
cost
publish
me
another 3.
4, so there's my 4. Done.
Wrong box, but hey.
Well. Oh, let's focus. And who's last? Oh, sorry. And then Ash.
I'm going to play my shopkeeper. It allows me to buy 1 artifact for 1 less gold piece, and obviously they've left me with a
What are you
Seal
gonna
of
buy, Ash?
Authority. I don't know.
It's not bad. You haven't published anything yet, so.
3.
And it's good timing as well, because you're about to publish, so.
Well, I hope so.
Well, okay.
Which was going to debunk, though. Okay, Ash, do your worst.
Okay, so
So, you need to get your app out as well. Shall I come round so we can actually have a look at this?
I'm getting my app out, as they say.
Ooh, matron.
Well, it smells over here.
Okay. What I'm trying to do is debunk a theory.
It's much easier if somebody else holds a camera and you do that.
Okay.
Especially when they're open.
So, he needs to choose which ingredients. So, just so we're clear. So, Scorpion has supposedly is +++, and the Raven Feather or Crow Feather is that big minus red, negative green, and positive blue. So, What's he going to choose?
I am going to choose that.
Of course he is. What a dick.
Who's he doing yours?
Yep, and now you need to
Sweet.
choose which one it is. What have I got wrong, supposedly?
Just in life in general or in this game?
I'm thinking that.
Okay.
I'm hoping I'm doing this right.
It's negative. So it's a negative blue. As you can see there, I've said it's a positive blue. So Ashen was correct. So I hedged on blue. I wasn't sure about that blue. So that's that. So I'm going to take that away. So because of that, I don't actually lose anything.
Because you were correct.
However, Ashen does gain 2 points of reputation.
Yay.
Which is good. Do you want to take that? Because I need to make a few changes on my sheets as well.
What's that other thing there?
Now I can immediately
make a free, but you have to use Raven Feather or the aspect that you took off, which was which one was it?
I can't remember.
You are a twat. It was that one.
Okay, so what am I saying?
Right.
Phone's about to die, Ash, if you're about to press something.
I need to pen.
Ah.
Thank you.
You need to pen.
Okay, so...
Need to pen.
Okay, well, everyone's being silent, so I better talk.
Sorry,
What's happening?
I'm now having
Right.
to...
So because Ashen debunked a theory, he gets to immediately use his publisher theory.
Does it take his token off here or not?
He has to have a token on there to do it.
Okie dokie. So, what are you going to publish, Ash?
Okay. Give us this. You're not even looking at the board.
God
knows what
the
he's
one I
filling
want to
in
do.
there.
I may have to murder you.
I'm going to publish.
So it has to be either
Ah, the feather.
that one or that one on the feather.
Oh, I see. So
to
he can
use
put
that.
down that
Otherwise, he
token.
can wait and then publish anything
Yeah, publish
he wants.
whatever he fancies.
If he
But
wants
this
to-
lets him skip ahead in the initiative order. So he's going for the feather because he's taken a different token.
Okay, so Ashley's published that. Right, that still costs you a gold because you pay your publicist and you gain a reputation and then an extra 2, is it? Because you're okay.
Why 2?
Because
My
he's got
seal
his
of
artifact.
authority.
Oh yeah, god damn it.
Now he's into the next
So now
phase.
he's into the positive one there. So if we can try and avoid some of that glare, what that's essentially saying is now people want to buy potions from him more readily, and if he's ever losing reputation, he loses an extra one.
Ah, okay, interesting.
See, your massive conversation with him about, you know, the feather? Wrong.
However, I think that's wrong as well.
Okay, so now it's over to me. I get to publish a thingamy.
You do.
So I'm having a quick look down here.
Right, so it costs you a gold.
Cost me a gold, and I'm going to go for that one, that one, that one, which is there. I pay a gold into the pot. I am sticking this up here into the mushroom,
Nice.
and I place that one there.
Okay, right. So because Michael has basically got 2 in that upper section here out of those
I've got
3,
2 out
he
of
gets,
those 3.
He gets a grant, so that gets him immediately 2 gold. He's worth 2 VPs at the end of the game, as you can see there, and that now flips over and sits in there. That means it now needs 3 ingredients to do that.
The important thing to note with that is you can never lose these. So if somebody comes along and debunks both my theories, I've still got this.
Soon I shall
gained stuff.
debunk.
Which is likely, right? Okay.
So
Thanks.
now Martin, so I take my cube from up here. Now Martin is also going to publish a theory.
I'm spending my gold. It's that.
See, you can tell
Did
by
you
the
get
fact that
reputation, by the way.
I haven't gained the reputation. No.
All right, so-
You can tell by the fact that you work down these. If Martin was going to go up there and he would publish either the mushroom or the feather, they've now been already first published up there. So now he would have to back one of our
actually going
theories
for
if he agreed with it.
Mandrake.
He's going for a mandrake, which is, if those of us have watched Harry Potter, it's this screaming thing down here, I'm guessing. There we go. Harry Houdini.
Ashton debunked me to stop me getting that simple one.
Ah, how
I might have to
annoying.
punch him in the throat.
Jason stole my scorpion.
Well, I was going to try to debunk both of you, but then I wouldn't have been able to publish.
Ah.
So,
I'm saying.
So Martin's gone down there. He's chosen one of his cards and placed it there. Do you gain a? Yes, you should be gaining
gain
a
a reputation.
VP. a reputation up there, so he's...
too move
so
into...
all of us are in the next track. So Jason is the lowly person down here, but
I'm not really sure.
Jason doesn't mind about it.
You can remember, this is Jason's third time playing it.
Yeah.
So, we move over here. This is what Jason's doing this turn. Jason is going to feed potions to
Shall I go round
unsuspecting
again?
slaves.
Right, so...
Well, you'll
oh,
get to
hey.
see, yeah.
Jason,
You can just film me doing it.
Okay,
Jason,
yeah.
do the
That's a
phone,
good idea.
phone picture.
Obviously, there's a lot of secret
Test on
knowledge in this.
students.
Yeah.
So what we're hoping for is a negative here.
It's soup.
Right, so he got a neutral one, which means he knows it's a neutral. So that's actually spent this first cube here. So he's got a neutral, so it's an exact opposite.
So what does that mean symbol-wise? What has he learnt
if you
there?
have a-
Let's say
There.
negative, negative, positive, positive. Sort of.
Ah, I see. So it's all of one.
Well, not necessarily. It's the exact opposite, so it can't make
Yeah.
any potion at all.
Yeah, so
But that
one of
not a
his
negative, so I don't
ingredients
have
is
to-
positive
Exactly
blue,
right.
the
Yeah.
other's negative blue.
If the student here was forced to drink a negative potion, that's what that symbol down the bottom is. It means that everyone else testing on him, he gets a bit wary, and so you have to spend a gold to do that. But luckily, Jason lucked out a bit there.
I'm
You're
gonna-
missing a negative, a neutral token.
I'm going to
Just
do
for
another
that
one.
as well.
It's really annoying when you test two lots
So
and you
that's
get two lots of
spending that.
neutral.
Yeah.
And I've made a negative blue.
Okay, but this doesn't actually matter now.
Oh, I'm going to interrupt Jason there and ask to see one of his cards. I have a periscope.
Right, let's just show this. So this is my... It costs him 3 guys worth of VP. So you can see there, after he sells or tests a potion, you can look at one of the ingredients.
So these are your two cards,
It's
Jason?
extreme.
Those are the first ones. I'll give it to you in a sec.
It's extremely good, I think.
Yeah, I really like it. It means I can concentrate on other aspects of the game other than testing potions,
Absolutely.
and I still gain
Just
knowledge.
To be clear as well, all those ingredients discarded face down.
I shall look at that one.
So that's in the ditch pile.
So I have learnt that this thing can make a
Negative blue. So you can see there, Michael's gained a bit of knowledge there from actually not having to spend ingredients, which I think is
Yeah.
probably important. For, not spending the action as well is one thing, but not spending
Yeah.
the ingredients is really useful.
That's it. Basically, because I know that made a negative blue, on the little sheet, if Martin points the camera down there, you can cross off all of the positive blues for that particular ingredient.
See there, I made a small error and I wrote it in the wrong column. But as you can see, this one I'm pretty sure is that. Got these. These are my potions here, so you can see that these have made that, etc, etc. So I've got, this is the chart that I've found out stuff, and this is my what I've actually discovered in alchemical properties.
So now scoring at the end of turn.
Right, so that's all the actions done. So then we move on to like the end of turn stuff. So the person with the most grants, the
That'll
most
be me.
theories published up here. So you can see there's 2
I'm the
red.
scholar of the group.
So he gains 1 reputation. Let's move
So
this
even if you
up.
put down the wrong grants, as long as nobody debunks you and you keep them up
Absolutely.
there, you gain reputation
Yep.
for them.
So he's now the most reputable alchemist around.
Is there any doubt?
Can you discard those 3?
Certainly can.
Right, this adventurer here, he buggers off.
You get 5
And
new
we get this
ingredients.
guy out. Right, so you can see here that we're going to get... Holy crap. Yeah, that's the master
Now there's
side, by
another
the way.
bloody scorpion.
So we refresh that. So there is a conference coming up. This is basically saying if you have 2 or more seals on this board, you'll gain a reputation. If you only have 1, you lose 1. If you have 0, you'll lose 2. And that goes up here.
So that happens at the end of the turn.
Yes, that's right at the end. And then, oh yes, we flip over. So this is the adventure that's going to turn up on the last phase. So we can see that this thief, or whatever he is, I think that's probably a ranger. So he's after speed potions, wisdom potions, and poison. I think that's probably a safe bet. So then the next thing we do, obviously the first player marker is, have you had that, or is that coming to me?
That's coming to you now.
Okay, so I'm now first player, so I will then get to pick that first, and that's the whole turn. So we'll see you at the end, see you 1, and the roundup.
Not going to be me.
I think that's likely. Okay.
Okay, so we finished our game, and it was really close. As you can see, the little red beaker at the end is Mike.
I got another one wrong.
28.
my game.
Yep, you got 2, the massive one defunct as well, that's why.
I got 2. I got a minus 10 and a minus
He means
5.
debunked, by the way.
And third place was Ash,
I'm never defunct.
Yeah.
and only like within 3 points
Yeah,
of
it's
all
pretty
3.
close up
Yeah,
there.
it was me in second, and Martin in first. I've lost by 1 point again. Played the last game on last Friday, and I lost by 1 point to Mick, I think it was.
Yeah, Mick won it. Yeah, I know. Shocking.
Right. I've got
You guys
6.
drink it?
What do you call it? Ingredients.
I had 4 at the end.
Yeah, I had
one.
a fair few as
Bit of
well.
a waste there.
Ingredients are worthless at the end of the game, as we're going through.
I'm glad everyone had.
End of game
well,
scoring is
everyone
shown on
had
your little
some.
screen here, by the way. So, we'll start with you, Michael, as you're completely fresh with it. What do you reckon?
I really like it. I mean, component-wise, it's really nice. Everything's like, you've got all these cool little sheets that all clip together. Really nice. I love all the little tokens. It looks really daunting. I sat down with it, and you guys had all played before, and I looked at the board and was like, blimey, there's a lot to do here. There's so many different places on the board, but it's actually really simple. It's, as soon as you go around the board once, you know how the initiative mechanic works, and that's really important to how the game flows. But as soon as you get that, then you can do all the bidding and happily there. I got a little confused with the tokens on that board, and I was a little gung-ho.
I think this board is definitely the most
how you win and lose the
complicated to
game.
understand and the most daunting, probably, as well.
But I think it's also the most important. There's
Oh,
the most
hell
VPs
yeah.
to be had.
Yeah.
I took a 50-50 gamble. You get this little sheet, and after one go round the table, because I'd brewed a potion and done something else, I knew there were 2 reds. I think it was that one and that one. And next go round, because you had to back one of the things, I put a 5 victory points on one. If I would have been right, I'd have gained +5, but I was wrong and I lost 5, so that's a 10-point swing. Sorry, I lost 6.
Yeah, you would
so
have
it was an
been
11-point swing. If I'd have got that right, I'd have won the game. And that was just one 50-50 decision. I shouldn't have made it. I should have hedged at that point.
I would have won you the game.
Yeah. The only downside I say about the game is there's a little bit of downtime.
Only because there's quite a lot of AP,
Yeah,
potentially
there's
AP anyway.
There's a lot of thinking you have to do on your turn. Like, on my last turn, I had this little sheet out, and you can see there are double ticks in places. I've circled the ones I think are right, I've crossed them out, and then I've recrossed them out. Just because at that point I knew I had all the information to know everything, but I had to get it all on the bit of paper. So that's the only downside I see, is that there are a few times where I was sitting there going, ooh.
Conversely, I got bugger all information. You can see that blue one and that green one I had no information on.
That
So I actually...
periscope gave you loads of
I had
information.
this artifact gave every time, once per turn, I basically got to know about an ingredient. And
it's really useful.
that meant I could do loads of other stuff because I wasn't needing to test all my
Where-
ingredients.
Whereas for me, like showcasing the potions at the end exhibit or whatever it is, I had to rely on this and hope the ones that were there were correct
That
to actually get the
won
points.
me the game.
It certainly did, yeah.
Whereas I was pretty certain over there, so I just did 2 and knew they'd be right.
Well, the ingredients I had in my hand, I couldn't actually make anything that I could that I knew about, so had to hedge that. Jason, thoughts?
Yeah, I really like it. This is the 3rd time I've played it. Like Michael said, the components are brilliant. The app mechanic working with it is excellent. I mean, it just speeds up the game really quickly if you have to, you know.
Yeah, going back to that, it's the first time I've ever played a game with an app. And Martin and Jason were saying before the game that some people don't like the app, but everybody owns a smartphone, and the app works beautifully.
Or even if they don't,
Yeah.
they know people that do that are in their gaming group.
The game
I mean, it's
wouldn't
very
work
unusual.
without the app, would it? It just wouldn't work.
I mean, my phone doesn't pick up this, but all 3 of you had it.
Yeah.
So we were moving through the turns pretty quickly.
You only need one
Yeah.
phone, don't you?
I think if I had to, I mean, I really enjoyed the game. I think it's really good. But if I had to pick up one possible flaw that I think might be a problem, and it's the same with Cluedo and Mystery of the Abbey and all those, is how much replayability there is.
I was actually thinking that as well. I think, I mean, obviously it's replayable in the terms of it's always going to be a different answer, but you're always going through the same motions to get to that point.
I mean, everything else is just sort of byproduct to finding out the potions mixes. And
As soon as you've got your sheet right, you can just work out and score maximum victory points in that turn.
Yeah.
There'll be a way to do it.
Of course, you had exceptional things which let you get your sheet right, whereas
And I had my sheet
I was
wrong.
nowhere close to that.
I had my sheet wrong at the start of the last turn.
See, I've got 2 blank columns, and you see the blue one where I've crossed everything out? Yeah.
That's good going, Ash. Well
But
done.
you should never have a blank column. As soon as you're certain of one thing, that lets you cross all the others off. So if you're certain that the
No,
3
I
pluses
wasn't,
are red,
though.
then you can cross
How
off the
can you
3
be certain
pluses.
of something without having only one thing left, though?
Well, I suppose so, but There were a couple of points I was absolutely certain because they'd gone.
Can I just point out as well that Michael was dead last, by the way, so
that was due to-
take any of his advice with a pinch of
That
salt.
was due to one early misplay.
I think what's quite interesting, going back to the app thing, I think the app is actually quite integral to these type of games, because I've played games like with Mystery the Abbey, for instance, and because of human error, the whole game got messed up, and we ended up playing, hour and a half, 2 hour game, and it was screwed up by the end of the game, but you only find out at the end of the game, where obviously the apps don't make mistakes.
You turn over the last thing, and one of you says, no, that can't be right, I've figured this out, this is right, and then you have to go back through it all. The app just works, it works seamlessly as well. There's no... It's not clunky.
I think they've done a really good job with the app, actually. It seems to pick up the ingredients really, really quickly. Unless you've got a bit of glare or something. I mean, I've sleeved the cards.
Yeah.
So unless you get a bit of glare, generally speaking, though, it's really quick. And I think that's probably why they're very distinctly different shapes. Because obviously the app looks at the shapes.
It's
and
got little things
the
in
corner
the corners.
points to get some kind of...
I think they're called fiducials, and it means it can detect those 3 corner points.
Check out the knowledge on that.
I work in circuit boards and machines.
Holy
that scan them.
shit.
Weird, fancy words. Be gone.
I'll tell you what, I really like the turn sequence mechanic.
turn sequence
I think
is
it's really
excellent.
good.
Just one other point on the app. I think it's worth pointing out that the app's free, and we've got a Windows phone, an Android, and an iPhone, and it's available on all 3
There's also a
phones.
browser-based version.
Yep, because we found that, didn't we?
And you can do it to touchscreen as well. So if you find the camera's not working, you can actually select.
Yeah,
the
so even if you
ingredients
don't
as well.
have a smartphone, as long as you've got the internet on any
indeed.
device, you can do it. So
Indeed.
there's no real complaint.
So Ash, any thoughts then?
I loved it when I played it at the UK Games Expo. It was a prototype and it was great fun.
You lost there too, didn't you?
No, I won. I beat you. I beat you by one of the really super powerful artifacts, which they've since removed.
I suspect we'll see those in an expansion. They'll just tweak them and balance
I was going to
them.
say, I've never played a prototype game. What was different?
Well, obviously...
Well, the screens look shit. They're made of like cardboard, cornflake wrappers and stuff.
didn't have the bottles.
What was also just aesthetic stuff mostly.
Yeah,
Mechanically,
They had
they
a big
changed
deck,
anything
of,
due to
big
feedback.
deck of artifact cards, and you would...
I see. So they now fix those, so they're much less
gameplay-wise was virtually identical, from what I could tell. The artwork, obviously...
To be fair, though,
finalised
if
and
they're
stuff.
prototyping it at the Games Expo, you have to expect that it's pretty much finished by then. That's going to be a beta test or whatever, if you like.
I played 3 games of this now. One with Ash at the Expo, and then we played last weekend and this weekend, and it's all been pretty close. So I think the game's really well play tested in terms of balance.
Yeah.
I mean, so far...
It certainly does seem to be. I mean, there wasn't a runaway leader or a lagging behind loser there in any stretch.
And even if you do
imagination.
look like you're really far behind, there's like catch-up mechanics to get you going back in again.
There does seem to be. I mean, I've got to be honest, I was worried because I knew I'd hedged on 2 of them, so I knew I only had 5 points coming in that... in the final sort of scoring on these bits, and I was a bit worried that you guys would shoot past me there, but luckily I had a good enough lead, probably from my artifacts there.
Yeah, the artifacts kicked off.
I got 10
there.
points from
I'm
those, yeah.
amazed I ended up there. When you scored those 10 points, I was sitting to myself thinking...
Yeah. So far
Yeah,
back.
but
That's done
you've
and
got
dusted.
you've got
Yeah, I got
5,
13 there.
10, 13. I've scored 5, so that's an
I got
8-point swing.
16 from mine.
It's interesting the catch-up mechanic is built into this board. You can see, depending on how well you're doing in the middle of the game, so if you're in this section up here, if you lose any points for any reason, then you lose
An extra
I
one.
extra
lost a
points.
fair few because of that.
And then,
because I couldn't
you were
put
in
enough-
that section, weren't you? And you
Yeah.
lost
Yeah.
2. And then down here, you can see when you're really bad, potions, that first symbol there is potion sell for 1 less. But when you lose reputation, you gain 1. So actually, it negates losses of 1.
That's it. So
pretty reasonable.
if you get a really early lead, any mistakes you make are amplified, and if you are lagging behind, anything you do, you gain extra VP. So that's kind
Very
of
much.
like Mario Kart, I suppose.
in
as
this,
a
in this
built-in
one as
catch-up
well,
mechanic.
and I don't know whether it's because we've played it a bit, so we're a bit more experienced with it. I found that there was a lot more debunking and a lot more publishing theories this time, but publishing like hedged theories to open up the debunking this
I
time.
think the
It's
debunking may have
interesting.
been because I jumped in
Well,
and published
I
crackpot
did
theories.
debunk mine.
Yeah, I got
and,
debunked.
I think you were quite confident with that, weren't you?
No, I was 50-50.
Both the first things that they did in the beginning of the game were just fun.
Yes, but I put Mark 5
Debunk.
VP on it.
Oh my word.
From my limited experience of playing this, I do think it works better, at least because I played it as a 2-player and a 4-player.
Yeah.
And I think it works better as a 4-player. With a 2-player, there just didn't seem to be as much information floating around.
Yeah, I understand that. And I also wonder if there's a runaway leader issue in 2-player as well.
Well, we didn't find that in our game, but
Well, we didn't know what was going on.
But yeah, I love the components. I love the fancy bottles. The screen's great.
No, the production is great, isn't it? It's really good.
Yeah.
It's amazing how
These
something
are
so
really
simple
handy.
as a little bottle. We've all pointed out that we love the little bottle. All it is a little plastic bottle.
Yeah, they do
That's
look
something you
awesome,
remember from the
though.
game.
They look absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Colouring as
And
well.
they've got little air bubbles in there to make it actually look like, you know, there's liquid in there.
Not that they're just badly made.
No. I'm going without.
I think you're right.
And they've also got the same, I think the artist is the same guy that did Dungeon Lords and stuff like that. And I like to think that these are set in the same world as Dungeon Lords, but whether they are or not, I don't know. But I think that would be very cool if they were. Because I think the Dungeon Lords world is very interesting. Yeah.
So we're going to do our verdict?
Absolutely. Although, I mean, I'll say I echo Jason's sentiment about the... I think replayability is probably not fair, but it's the kind of difference in strategies slightly.
Yeah.
I think there's probably only limited strategy scope there.
Yeah.
Whereas it's always going to be a different game because of the randomised things.
Won't you?
Yeah, that's the thing that concerns me. But then again, I suppose if it's a game that you play every few months, is it going to matter that much?
That's what I was thinking. Because I mean, how many times have we played Mystery of the Abbey and Cluedo? And that
Yeah,
sort of
absolutely.
things?
Yeah,
It's just once a
I've
year.
never actually
sort of
played
thing.
Mystery at the Abbey.
Well, we should. I'm a big fan of Mystery Abbey. I think it's very good. And in fact, that's one of the things I really like about this as well. I'm a big fan of deduction games in general. I've always liked Cluedo, even though Cluedo has some severe issues with it. And I really like Mystery of the Abbey, and now this has got that deduction element. I like the fact there's a bit of bluffing in there as well, which I think Mystery of the Abbey slightly has as well, with the question element to it. I don't know if you remember that. So yeah, this is a double win for me. I think it's excellent. Components are awesome, really, really good. I mean, there was a bit of a screw up with the counters from the Essen one. We touched on that. These counters were a little bit too big to fit in the holes.
You might have one of them still in here.
No, I haven't punched them. CGE, they're a tight fit, but they fit
You need
now.
them to be. You don't want to accidentally knock it because that will.
That would be really
Tight
bad.
fit's
Yeah,
always good on
Yeah.
they gads.
Jacob, for lowering the tone. I couldn't even say the word.
80s have got the video now.
Exactly. Right, but anyway, CGE basically
Got a winner, yeah.
they
Knock it out of the park, as they say.
yeah, absolutely. But they stepped up and they changed. And they sent out new components and whatnot. They also sent a little sticker sheet that went in the back here because this was kind of slightly misaligned, which you guys probably didn't notice. But
Sorry, what's misaligned?
it wasn't actually scored or anything though. So I had to get a little freaking sand in
sticker
my
on mine.
face. There is.
About.
That shows you what a good job they and I did. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I give it a big
not on
old
there, is
thumbs
it,
up. Absolutely. Because
Yeah. Thumbs up for me too.
I think it's brilliant.
Yep, definitely. Love it, as I said.
Yeah, I don't see the replayability as being much of an issue because pan around Jason's room. There's no shortage of games. Martin's got twice this many.
Yeah. It's unlikely we play the same game more than twice a year anyway.
And yet we played this twice in 1 week. So anyway, that's 4 thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's a big recommendation from this group. It's a bit thinky, so if you like kind of just leave your brain at the door kind of game, this isn't for you. But if you like a little bit of sort of brain burner, if you like puzzles as well, and if you like deduction, this is a definite win.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely suggest it. Thanks for watching.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.